I know, obviously, from watching your submission, you've kind of been moving houses back and forth, but you started off here.
This is our home,
right.
But then when Ricky has jobs, we go like for 3 to 6 months, depending on how long it is, to somewhere else.
Right, okay.
So we were in Orlando for a little bit, and then it was New Mexico.
So you've been moving, yeah. And then I see that there's a lock on the door, which is normally when somebody's coming to view the house.
Yeah, we just got an offer on this house.
Oh, okay.
And so they want to close in 2 weeks.
So you're gonna be moving again in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
All right, okay, so you're the moving, traveling family?
Yeah, we are.
It is so hard every time we have to move away because I'm constantly asking my kids to make this transition. I do feel that guilt.
I think it's mostly been hard on Nicco. Nicco's at his 4th kindergarten.
So he's meeting friends and trying to settle in, and then
schedules
before that's done, he's gone again. Very quickly I realised that emotionally she's very torn. She knows that it's ideal to have her family settled in one place, but she supports her husband for her family's sake in making sure that they can move around and support Ricky's work. So what's going on up there? What's happening up here?
This is the playroom. Their hangout up here.
So I go up to the playroom, which is wonderful, big, large playroom, and Nicco is not present, but he's outside. Is that a machete he's playing with?
Yeah.
Huh? What's he doing with one of them?
And I was like, oh great, here we go. So I knew I was in for a barbecue right there.
I think you're bloody crazy. I was like, what the hell is going on here? I think you're crazy that you're standing there like that, knowing he's playing with something that could take his fingers off. Seriously?
Well, it's pretty dull. I dulled it down. I mean, he still could get hurt, yeah, but it's...
Then why are you not taking it off him?
It's his favorite toy. He likes playing with it.
I know, but it's not a toy, is it? It's a tool.
It is a tool.
Whether the machete is blunt or not, it's dangerous. You don't play with a tool, full stop. That, to me, is really dangerous. Can I ask you to take that off him, please?
Yeah.
Observing on my first day, I don't normally intervene with situations, but watching these boys running around with a machete is absolutely insane, and it does need to stop.
Hey, Nicco, Kai, you guys gotta come back up here a sec. We're gonna put the machetes up high.
I don't want these to go up high.
Nicco didn't like the fact that his dad wanted him to not play with the machetes anymore.
Stay away.
No, that's not funny.
It took some convincing for Nicco to give him up. But then instead of standing by his decision, Dad felt that he had to negotiate with Nicco.
How about when we need to do the firewood, you can get it out and you can chop the firewood?
Why?
Because that's an appropriate thing to use it for. We have other toys that we can play with. He had a breakdown and ran off into his little forest safe place. That's kind of how he handles punishments. If he has his feelings hurt because he's so sensitive, he does kind of just leave.
Hey, I just want to talk. Come here.
Mum actually went over and went and joined Nicco and started to pacify him by hugging him and stroking his hair. And I kind of saw there and then that actually when Dad makes a decision, Mum sabotages it.
It's just for a little while.
Jen, just give him his space.
He's fine.
I think she stays over there to make herself feel comforted that she's doing something.
Let's go.
She feels really bad that she's making him cry.
He's been able to play with this for so long, and then for it to be just, taken away. A lot of changes with that kid, a lot of changes.
Is that hard for you, having to give him all these changes and rules? Constantly,
yeah. It just
another
hurts
thing Mummy's now got to tell him, another thing.
Yes, oh my gosh, yes. And I feel like, it's the last thing I want for my kids to be suffering, for choices that, Ricky and I are trying to make, to better our family. And so I feel guilty for the constant change and no consistency.
I held my tongue as I listened to Mum pour with all these excuses, feeling guilty about moving house time and time again, and allowing certain behaviour to happen because of it. That's ridiculous to me.
Hey, I'm gonna go to work, so.
Dad had to go off to work, so in the afternoon he went, and that gave me a wonderful opportunity to actually watch Mum with the boys and see how they interact.
Have a great day.
Watching Ricky drive away and knowing that I was gonna be alone with Joe, I was like, thanks a lot.
I knew that these parents had a problem getting their youngest one, Crew, off to sleep in his own room. Mum and Dad relocate every few months, which makes it incredibly challenging for Crew to feel settled when it comes to bedtime.
This is supposed to be Crew's room.
When I walked into his room, I realised there's no way he could sleep in here because it was empty. There was nothing in his room that would make you feel like it was his room. There was no toys in there, and there was no bedding in his crib.
In Albuquerque, he was sleeping in our closet in a porta-crib. And then in Orlando, it was in a closet.
Depending on where we're living, his sleeping arrangement would have to change. So instead of changing it every time, I've just found it to be consistent for him just to sleep with us.
Sometimes Ricky will want to just like, oh, he should go sleep in his crib. But then he'll always end up back in bed with us.
Mum and Dad are using moving around a lot as an excuse for not dealing with behaviour that needs to be addressed. Crazy. I mean, crazy, really. I mean, Dad's tired, Mum's tired. He needs to be able to learn to sleep in his own bed.
Okay, hey, listen, if you guys can play quietly while I put Kruby to sleep.
With the older ones playing upstairs, Mum took Crew downstairs so that he could take a nap in her bedroom.
I love Kruby, Kruby loves Mama.
The pair of them were underneath a blankie. Crew was facing his mum whilst she was singing this lullaby.
I am in that little place with my sweet little baby and having that mommy baby time.
This ritual, I think, seems to be more for the benefit of Mum than for Crew. And I think it's because she feels guilty that they move around so much. Then Nicco and Kai started to run wild in the living room next door to where Crew was meant to be sleeping. If Mum tells his kids to go up to the playroom and play in there while she gets the little one to sleep, they should understand that this is the time of day where they have to keep the volume down, the little one has to sleep. There's no consideration for the rest of the family members. And so, you know, that's something that Mum's going to have to teach these boys.
Hey, Nicco, come here. Well, I was trying to put Kruby to sleep and you guys were running all around, yelling, making noise. It wasn't very helpful for me.
Oh, okay.
I knew that Mum wasn't going to calm down this unruly behaviour from the older boys with this gentle, soothing voice. And they carried on.
Hey, boys, no.
My kids were misbehaving, but I felt powerless not to be able to say, hey, knock it off and be heard.